Hi everyone, my name is Matt, also known as UKAstroNut, and in this video I'm going to start a new playlist, a new series, which is all going to be about our solar system. Now, you probably know about the sun and all the planets in our solar system, but there are loads and loads more things in our solar system that you probably didn't get taught at school, and they're probably even more interesting than all the different planets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the stuff you know, all different videos about all the different planets and the star and the sun and everything. But I'm also going to put some interesting facts and things you probably don't know in there as well. And then I'm going to go into detail about all the really interesting things you haven't learned before. So keep an eye out for the rest of the videos in this playlist. For this video, I'm just going to give a brief overview of our solar system. So this is kind of like a starting point if you're into this subject. So what I've done here is I've done a really artistic, lovely diagram for all of you guys, which I'm going to show here. So this is our solar system. So here at the centre we have the sun. Now everything is gravitationally attracted to the sun in our solar system. So what that means is the sun is at the centre and everything goes around and around the sun. So the sun is kind of the focal point here. Now all these here are the planets in our solar system. And the inner one here is called Mercury. Now Mercury is a small rocky planet very close to the sun. And it's very, very hot because it's so close to the sun. Now, it doesn't actually have an atmosphere, which means that Venus, here, the second planet, is actually hotter than Mercury, which doesn't really make any sense when you think about it, because you think that Mercury is close to the sun, so surely it's hotter. But actually it's not. Because Venus has an atmosphere, it keeps in the heat much better than Mercury, in a sort of greenhouse effect. And so Venus is actually the hottest planet in our solar system. The next planet here we have, you might recognise, is Earth, and the little dot here represents the Moon. So the Moon is actually quite large compared to the size of Earth, compared to the moons around the rest of the planets, and most of these planets all have moons as well. It's just that I've pointed out the one on here on the Earth so you can identify a bit easier. So the next planet here we have is Mars. And now there's a lot of things about Mars, a lot of interest, because we think there used to be liquid water on Mars. And it doesn't seem to be on any other planet apart from Earth in our solar system. We found liquid water. And liquid water is really good because it is really useful for creating life, like us and plants and animals and things like this. So we're really interested to see whether Mars had liquid water, because it might have even had life at some point on it. Now, this little dotted ring between Mars and Jupiter here is something called the asteroid belt. So when the planets formed, any debris that's left over, bits of rock, ice, things like this, they all just sort of got left, and they just form this sort of ring that goes around the sun, a kind of band that goes around. And it's just basically the leftover building blocks from our solar system. So all these planets are quite small, quite rocky. They have sort of metal cores. Some have liquid water, at least Earth does. Mars probably did at some point. But as you move outside of here, around where the asteroid belt is, these planets become much bigger. And they become much gassier. They have really, really thick, large atmospheres. They have a lot of gas in them. So Jupiter here is the biggest planet in our solar system. And next to it is Saturn. Now, you probably recognise Saturn because it has the rings around it. But actually, Jupiter, Uranus and Neptune also have rings around them. But they're just not quite as easy to see. They are there, but they're not as big and as obvious as Saturn's rings. But actually, yeah, a lot of the planets do actually have rings around them. So finally, the two planets here we have are Uranus and Neptune, and they're kind of similar planets. They're very, very cold. You probably don't want to go there for your holidays, to be honest. Now, you see here, little Pluto. Well, there's an X here, and this is because, as this guy says down here, Pluto actually used to be a planet before 2006. And then in 2006, scientists came along and decided that they reclassify what it meant to be a planet. And sadly, Pluto didn't meet those criteria. This kind of came about because we found other planets around the same size as Pluto in our solar system. In fact, we found one even bigger. And so we thought, well, if we found one bigger than Pluto, we'd have to add that other one to the solar system. And they were like, well, maybe we should just redefine what a planet is, because we haven't really got that good sort of idea of defining what a planet is. And so they recategorised planets, and Pluto sadly left. So we now have 8 planets here, 4 on the inside, an asteroid belt, and then we have 4 on the outside here with our sun at the centre. So that's just kind of a brief overview of what our solar system looks like. I said I do individual videos on everything, and I'll give you guys lots of really interesting facts and everything like that. So if you're really interested, don't forget to subscribe, check out the videos, like, comment, leave questions, everything. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.